We're here by Science World with.
I'm Chris.
Tom.
Mike.
All right, guys. So right now, you guys know about the government trying to remove the tents
Yeah.
from the homeless people. What do we think of that?
I honestly don't agree with it, but I see where they're coming from, though.
Yeah, of course, what he said.
Yeah, I mean, it seems a little unfair.
You guys want to move a little bit closer?
For sure.
Sorry. So if you let's say you were mayor, right? What would you? I'd like to say even bigger than a mayor, because let's be honest, mayor's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
But if you were at a position where you could actually make like the final say,
Yeah.
how would you kind of get rid of homelessness without kind of fucking with their living as is?
I think honestly, like the money that like us taxpayers put our money to, I think the mayor's been doing it wrong. Like it's really unfair. Like the way their situation is set up, it's like they could do like the mayor could do so much more for them. Like that's what I think.
I just feel like the plan's not very transparent, like there's no real succession plan of we're going to put them, what happens when they clear the streets, get rid of the tents.
Yeah.
It should be a little bit more clear.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think you can kind of get rid of the homelessness, but they should at least maybe designate an area where they can stay and at least control it like that rather than try to boot them out.
For sure. So that being said, do you guys want everything to be transparent? Because like all the taxpayers' money be transparent?
Yes, 100%. Sorry, 100%. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. For
Why
sure.
wouldn't?
Yeah, of course.
Because then, like, let's say it was that way, but the caveat to that would be that we would have to, as citizens, we would have to go through these things and like check and see if like we agree with them or not.
Yeah. Yeah. We 100%.
Well, that's why we vote, right? Isn't that the reason?
But are we willing to put away like let's say 2 hours a week to look at these transcripts and be like, hey, do I approve of this?
I personally don't have the time, but if I did, I definitely would.
So it seems that our generation, I guess you guys are similar to our age, wants change. However, because of these crazy housing prices, like nobody really has the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like most of my buddies work like 70-hour weeks, 60-hour weeks. Who's got the time to look at these transcripts? So right now with that whole Trudeau blackface, I know this is like a long time ago, but what do you guys think of that? Do you think he was actually trying to be racist, or you guys think it's just trying to be fun, trying to be young?
I think the whole like young and fun. I guess like some people took it too literal. I would say. Yeah,
I know, like you said it like as a joke, but I think he obviously didn't mean it to be racist. Right?
It's just people trying to like.
I'm not trying to get canceled in your podcast.
Yeah,
Hey, listen.
Take my name off.
This guy's gonna get audited. Next thing you know, Trudeau's on your doorstep. Fuck. Savage.
Recording?
Mercedes.
Luke.
Charlie.
Liam.
Okay, guys, how old are we?
17.
16.
17.
What do you guys want to do when you grow up?
Surgeon.
Doctor.
Surgeon.
Programming. I don't know.
Programming.
Something like that.
He might be onto something.
I'm thinking engineering right now.
Engineering? What kind of engineering?
Maybe civil.
Civil?
Yeah.
I'd advise you against it.
Yeah?
Join your buddy in programming.
Maybe.
Probably. Surgeon. Are you actually trying to be a surgeon, or are you just saying that?
No, I'm trying to be a surgeon.
How did you get that name Mercedes?
My parents.
No, I know, but like, is there a reason behind it?
Yeah, it's my grandma's name.
Your grandma's...
Name.
Oh, her name's Mercedes.
Yeah.
She's a legit G, bro. It's Mercedes. Fuck. So are you going to university now or what?
No, I'm 17, so I'm going to high school.
Sure, but like, do you know right now, like, you're gonna have to try to get into like universities? Like, surgeon's like one of the hardest things to get into.
I know. I have to like go to like general science first, and then I'll think about going to med school.
Okay. What are the chances, guys, that she's gonna become a surgeon?
They don't believe me.
Maybe an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Oh.
80%. My guy.
50%, I'd say.
I'd say 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. Hector, it gets worse and worse. If you guys had to give yourself some advice when you're 10 years old, what would it be?
I don't know.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin? Just Bitcoin? Just think about it though. If you're 10 years old, right, and you just go up to your 10-year-old self and you're like, Bitcoin, and then just run away, what's your 10-year-old self gonna do?
Probably research it. Like,
Really?
like if your future self just says Bitcoin, you think they're gonna say something.
If I was 10 and someone just told me Bitcoin, I'd be like, stranger danger, bro. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, no, I'd invest in Bitcoin too, or some sort of stocks, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm telling him to get a haircut because I had really bad hair when I was 10.
That's still going.
Okay, well, I told my younger self to not get a haircut because I got like a really bad haircut when I was in grade 7. It was so bad.
Jesus. Lance, it's the moon landing fake, buddy. Come on, buddy. We're all waiting. Think of the whole public interviews.
That, like today's it thing, right? I think it's definitely both a developed skill and predisposition or like talent, right? So some people are more inclined to do these things just naturally, right? Like they don't need people to show them how to do it. If you put them in a room with 10 other people, they can start interviewing those 10 different people, no problem. Like that's just kind of how they are. Will it be a good interview? Probably not, because right, if they don't develop the skill, there's no, improvement or training there. Sure. But are they inclined to doing it? And will they? Then yes. And so I think for the people that don't have that natural talent, like myself compared to you in this situation, that would be something that I would like to keep trying and improving on and asking feedback on to get better on. Right? So like
Can I give you feedback now or no?
Sure, go ahead. Also, why are you smoking, bruh? Oh, I thought it was
Relax.
I'm like, fuck. Dude.
Jesus. It's a joint.
Okay. Just trying to get you to stop.
Some feedback is this. The best advice I can give you is something I heard that might be pretty cliche. The moment you feel like you're scared to jump is where you're supposed to jump.
I've heard it before. It's good advice.
Yeah. So I would say to gauge something, like if you tend to, because I've done this, like I get nervous too, man. Like, I'm not like the most,
Sure.
the most guy, but like I generally tried to be like, fuck it. I'll just go, what's going to happen? He's going to say no.
Yeah.
She's going to say no. She's going to laugh at me. Like, who gives a fuck? It's happened in my teens. It's happened in my 20s. It's always happened. It's going to happen. But I always remember it's a numbers game. So if I don't actually put in numbers, I'm not going to get numbers.
For sure.
At a certain point, though, I think you're going to feel like you can't kind of lose.
Yeah.
In a way.
No, for sure.
For me, I kind of started to understand this working at bars.
Yeah.
Just pure numbers. I would talk to like 9 girls within the first 2 hours, and the number would go down, and suddenly, like, on the good nights, there'd be 1 girl I'd be talking to or something, or 2 girls I'd be talking to. There's that, and there's just like
just throwing yourself out there. I think that's the only thing. I simply think that you are actually a great interviewer. It's just that to just get it started over the first hump on the first day
In public.
Yep, who to
for sure.
approach, who
Out of
not
my
to approach
out of my
you.
comfort zone.
Yeah,
For
and,
sure.
and there's also, I would say, another variable. People in Vancouver are generally not that friendly.
Mm.
You know, people say like Canadians are friendly. I would say people in Los Angeles and San Diego and Frisco, to the amount of time I was there, were generally pretty nice.
Would you say that the dynamic of having a microphone with you as well as like a camera, it wasn't a real camera crew, but it was like a camera guy behind you, changes how people are going to react with regards to being open and welcoming and all that stuff to talking?
To an extent, yes, but
Mhm.
I think it's up to the interviewer to mitigate that with comfort, being casual,
Yeah.
whatever, like being inclusive, right?
Making it seem like the camera's not there, basically.
Not only that, but just making the transaction simple and easy versus something that's very complicated and
For sure.
possibly political.
Because what I was thinking was that if we did today all over again, but we didn't have a microphone or camera, we're just going up to talk to people about what we were talking to them about, would we have gotten the same amount or more or less input from people?
I think people that were going to talk to you when you didn't have the camera would be the same people that would talk to you regardless.
Okay, that makes sense.
The few people that were there for the off chance of stress, like getting stressed, like stress-free or kind of
stress relief, whatever.
yeah, stress relief, anything like that. Those are the people that wouldn't even talk to you. Be like, hey man, what are you talking to me for? Or they would maybe if they're polite, they would say something along the lines of like, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of
hopefully the hope that you move on.
You get the drift.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Because I think that, for example, that girl, that I think without the camera, she like we just had like forms or something, or just like something to sign. I think she would have talked to us. I think the camera made her uncomfortable, and like her, there's probably a few others, but that goes back to what you said at the beginning, where it's your job as the interviewer to make it seem like there's no camera, and make them comfortable with the fact that there is, so that they still participate, even if they wouldn't, if they just saw the camera.
For sure.
Right.
Also, one thing is like it's hard to engage people in something like this when it comes to a serious matter, like a political matter or a very I guess
political is a good
gravitational matter where it's like
no, that was a good description.
Yeah, so it's tough because some people just don't want to talk about that or be out there about that or for whatever reason, right? Today was good. I think we should go out for the first bit if we have time, like if things line up.
No, we need to go way earlier, man.
Sure. I think we should go 2 times a month, honestly.
Oh, yeah, what you were saying earlier, yeah.
I don't know about once every 3 weeks is like I don't think it's enough. Just for enough content, because if you just do averages, like we've averaged like 3-4 interviews a night.
Yeah,
that's been our average, and to do that, like I could cut this out, so it's all good.
No, that's fine.
If you look at long term, how much content you're gonna get and how much usable content, it's not enough that it's gonna be like pulsating on the web.
I think the reason I said once every 3 weeks is because I'm accounting for the times where we won't be able to, even if we said that we wanted to.
Yeah, okay.
Right, like if weather becomes an issue, if just some shit happens.
Weather's gonna become an issue.
Or who knows? Like,
how are we gonna mitigate that?
I actually have an idea that I'm pretty sure is gonna work. So I can get a lens cover for my lenses. They're these like plastic bag-looking things that you put on your camera, and then we just wouldn't use the gimbal. We would just have to handhold it. I have attachments for it to make it easier to handhold, but we would basically handhold so that we can. There's no electronics involved, and we're covering the camera electronics, so we can still film. Okay. The only issue is with this, we're good. I was feeling a bit worried at first. I was like, how the fuck? Can't just have like an open microphone like in the rain, right? But having a cover for it will help so that we can still be cool with like using the microphone and stuff.
And I gotta say this, like I've told you in person, but I'll say this on the record. fucking good call with that microphone.
Oh,
dude.
buddy, man, I was
Holy
so
fuck.
relieved.
Literally,
so
like
relieved.
half the price of the road.
Yeah,
And I would say to a guy like me, like probably the
Same
same
quality.
quality. I
Yep.
wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
yeah.
You
No,
know.
that was. I was. I don't want to say I was worried, but I was like, oh shit! Like, if this doesn't work, it would basically gonna have to like retool, because I hadn't actually tested it before today. That was the first time we used it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that just made a huge difference. It's crazy. All of a sudden, we sounded like legitimately professional.
Yeah, legit professional, and the fucking the beauty of going at
Dude,
daytime.
so nice.
So nice.
Vancouver, when the sun hits right, looks fucking nice.
But I'll tell you, I think it's because of the fall sun. If that was
I think so,
summer
too.
sun, that wouldn't look as nice.
Because
It's
less
right
shadows,
above your head.
yeah, exactly.
Versus this is like a cute angle.
Yes,
Nice
yes,
from
yes.
up top. It's like
So good.
studio.
So good, man. There's that
Studio.
one shot where when you interviewed those 3 Filipino guys.
Oh my god.
Holy, I was like, damn, dude, with the water and the stadium behind and the fucking mountains. I'm like, Jesus.
Top of the world, dude.
It's hard to beat that shit, man.
And do you think that's why people stay here?
Oh, 100%. There's many people who have said, if it wasn't for the view and the scenery around, like all the resources, the water, the mountain, all that, like I'd be gone. I wouldn't go through like the fucking
But-
Vancouver rental struggle to do all this shit.
Now, somebody like, okay, I got a buddy that came out. Let's go with some introspective stuff.
Sure, yeah.
I got a buddy who's 30 years old, just came out of prison.
Mm.
He's got no education as far as like past grade 12.
Okay.
Decent grades in grade 12. Like he was like, how would I describe it?
He could have been somebody.
No, he went to Killarney. He was three A's, 5 B's.
Yeah, man, he could have been somebody.
Something like that. What would you do if you're him right now?
Right
And,
now.
and you want to make
At
the most.
28.
No, 30.
30. Okay, cool. 30.
No, he's 2 years older than me.
30. Or 31 in Persian years.
No, 30. What? 31 in Persian years.
Extra
fuck?
year, bro. Or it goes the other way, I think, right? Persian years
Goes
is
the
younger
other
year.
way.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know, man. You guys move it around.
I never even said this Persian fucking year fucking phenomenon. You're the one.
We're
The
the-
only thing I said is like when I came, they had to move me back or move me forward because I was already like missed like however many years.
Yeah, I know, but why would your birthday change for that?
Your birthday wouldn't change. Is that the person who's telling you the
Oh wait,
what are
so
they
your
called?
passports say the same. Sorry, your passports will say the same thing. Like your Iranian documentation and your Canadian documentation
No.
will say the same date. That's what
No.
I'm saying. So the birthday changed.
No. When they ask you, right? We didn't have actual documentation from Iran because you gotta understand. We're 4.5 years removed from Iran at that point when we came to
Oh,
Canada.
Azerbaijan.
We were not. We didn't have actual documentation, man. We
Was your
came-
first documentation here in Canada? You never
like
had.
I had Iranian documentation in Iran, but we ran away. Like
I know, but
I
what
wish
did-
I could describe to you the way we
No.
ran away from
What did
Iran.
the birth date say on those documents?
It's a different date.
That's what I'm saying. Birthday changed.
Yeah, but that's because the person who was translating to us was
Yeah.
like a nice lady, and she was like,
That makes sense.
"They're gonna not let
'cause
you go to school."
Brian's situation was almost similar to yours because he's actually a 92 baby. So when he came from Taiwan here, the reason that they put him a year behind, so in our year, was because he'd already missed, like the same thing, situation that you're about to say, that he missed so much already.
Why is that so hard to believe then when I say it?
No, it's because his birthday never changed. He's just a year behind in school. Does that make
Okay.
sense? He should have finished a year ahead of us because he's 92.
Okay, but he had actual documentation.
Yeah, but
That's why.
his birthday,
That- but-
December
but
5th,
that-
1992, is the same as Taiwanese passport as is Canadian and American.
Okay,
They're
but
all
that-
the same.
But that's why, though, right?
But his grade changed, but not his age. With you, my impression, I don't even know where it came from. At some point, gave me the impression that your actual ages were different in Iran than here in Canada. That's why I say the Persian age.
No, bro, that's just me.
Yeah.
And the whole reason was that both my parents were gonna be busy during the day, and I was too young to stay home alone.
That makes sense, but that's what I'm saying. That's how it came up, was because
Yeah.
I was always under the impression that you had two different ages.
Because when you come to Canada, man, they start giving you all these Canadian rules that are no longer, because they break it down to you
Also,
like this.
fuck, no, this edibles hitting in with this smoke now. I'm starting to like feel it.
Yeah, buddy.
It's not crazy, but I'm just like, I know what this feeling is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Yeah, so they break it down to you like this, like, yo,
It's
okay.
definitely a head high.
we know that you come from like Draftland or where the fuck you're from, like Alligator Valley or where the fuck you're from. You're just from some third world garbage piece of shit.
Okay.
This is Canada, okay? That's how literally it was broken down. And basically, she was like, there's these rules that you have to apply by or abide by. Otherwise, you're going to go to fucking prison, right? And we're, because back home, right? Like not paying taxes is not a thing.
Like you just don't pay taxes, or
no.
if
Like
you don't pay, they kill you.
They don't. Nothing happens.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's like you could have a store. You could have 7 stores and be like, that's not my store. That's my son's store. You know what I mean? Like there's no SIN number. There's no social insurance. There's no health care. There's no way of keeping track of people. Like there's 18,000 fucking golams. How are you gonna find out which golam with which last name is who? Like, there might be
This is just a super long answer into why the fuck I have the impression that your Persian age is different.
Yes.
I love it. I love it so much. Because I know you're not bullshitting me, but it's so fucking ridiculous that I'm like, how the fuck? This shit makes no sense.
Yeah, but
if it was anyone else telling me, I'd be like, you're full of shit.
Well, I mean, listen, the thing with me is like, if you didn't know me, you would say I'm full of shit. Because most people, sometimes when I break stuff down, people are like, oh, you're full of garbage or whatever. And then like, I try to like, I don't know. I think if someone was telling me the same things and I didn't have these ideas in my head, I would think they're full of shit.
Yeah. I remember with you for a while, it was a thing where I found it so funny that you would make shit up about the stupidest things. Like, if you went to 7-Eleven to buy fucking Red Bull, but you actually bought cigarettes, you just didn't want to tell me that they're cigarettes. Like, you would make shit up about that. But the most outlandish shit that if anyone told me, it'd be like, yo, for sure, that has to be a lie, ended up being true. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, why is this guy lying about the, like, most mundane shit? Like, what? And then these, like, crazy stories that you could write out in a movie happen to be real. And I'm like, what the fuck? That threw me off for so long.
What was the first story that you were like, this has to be bullshit?
Some of your prison stories, though, the first time I heard them, some of your, like, previous, we'll call it work experience stories, or, yeah, stuff like that, and within, like that nature.
People getting high at hydro?
Yeah, like, stuff like that.
But that's not so hard.
Actually, no, that wasn't too bad. But, like, all like, the other stories about those times.
Just tell me what kind of...
No, because I don't remember the specifics. I just remember, like, I remember all the feelings I had. I was like, what the fuck? And then when I found out they were true, I'm like, what? I went to school with at BCIT, who my ex at the time somehow ended up finding out this information later. She sent me a link. She's like, yo, check this shit out. And I'm like, okay. I open it, and it's homeboy. 8-inch cock rocking out. No, he didn't do gay porn, but he did actually, yes, but not how you think. He did a lot of edging at first, but with women, like on these videos. And then he did it with guys. I was like, Jesus Christ. Anyways, she was like, yo, check that out.
Now, was he touching other guys?
No, he was getting edged, is what I'm saying.
With another guy?
Yeah. And then, yeah, and then there was like some bondage stuff in there too. It was fucked.
I mean, the bondage stuff,
with other guys.
Bro,
but there was no like hardcore what you're thinking about.
Anything with the caveat of other guys, I'm out. And we're naked. Why put myself there?
Turkish bath.
Well, no, you got towels. You don't go naked.
You're still kind of naked.
No, that's like saying you go to Bonzo and you're fucking naked all the time.
I'm naked right now under these clothes.
I got the egg roll right here, cocksucker. Shit. If you never get married and you gotta live a single life forever, do you think you're gonna have regrets?
Yes, but I'd have regrets either way. We're just built that way. We're gonna have regret. Even when people say like live life with no regrets, everybody regrets.
What do you think your chances are?
Of?
Not that to get the marriage. I'll word this in a way where it makes sense. What are your chances in getting the marriage that you seek?
That's a very Wow. Okay, Luke is getting introspective, motherfucker. The marriage you seek. Fucking, he doesn't need glasses now. Fucking hell. Like looking himself in the monitor. I'm like, God damn.
God damn.
Not a good look for me. You got another pair?
Big boy.
I can like feel it too.
It's okay, man.
Like a fucking goof. Dude, like it's not, this is worse than fake. This is like you don't even know what this is. Movado. Yeah, okay. The fucking like where do I begin with this? The fucking jewels are out of whack. Jesus. When you turn around, you're like, it's real. Yeah, if this is real, then I have a 10-inch cock.
Damn, you must have a 10-incher, bro.
Because this one's real.
Must have a 10-incher.
Because this one's real.
All right, put on those glasses. Come
Dude,
on.
I can't.
Just
I
put them
look
on for
like-
5 minutes.
It's like 5 seconds.
Okay.
Looks like
All
I'm
right,
going
we're
on-
back with
What else?
Jim and Greg for
Home
Hardy Board
improvements.
Hardware. All right, so we're gonna make these glory holes today, guys.
Jesus.
Grab the circular saw, Greg. Make sure you take your pants off first.
You should wear these, man. Safety first for you, man.
All right. Going back to that question.
Which question?
What are the chances
Of getting a marriage you seek?
getting the marriage you seek?
Probably, like, not great odds, statistically speaking. There's a reason why a lot of marriages end in divorce, right? And even then, of the ones that are on paper successful, a lot of them are probably not the ones that each partner had envisioned.
Hmm.
So, this is your typical, like, angry old couple kind of thing. It's like they're together, they're married, they've been married for 35 years, but they're not that thrilled about this marriage that they have. But you have very, very few, and who knows what that fucking percentage is, probably pretty low, of people who are actually in traditionally successful marriages, right? So they're still together for a long time, but they also view each day as if it was the first in that sense. Like they're still in love with the person that they're with in that way as if it was like 30 years ago.
What are these percentages?
Like tiny, man.
What are these percentages? Because I'd say majority of people would be not tired, but like everything would be. The magic generally goes away in most marriages after 30 years.
Well, that's what I'm
20
saying.
years.
So like think about the statistic that most people know about: 50% of marriages end up in divorce. Like, okay, so of those 50 that didn't end up in divorce, how much of those do you think are just not happy, or like how we both described earlier? Probably a lot, right?
Majority
of those, I'd go as high as 70, probably even higher, like 80. Right?
I'd say like 1% are the ones that you're talking about.
And that's in reality, that's like a 0.5%. Because that was already half of all people.
Yeah.
Right? So it's half of 1%. So that's
This
a
is-
fucking nut. Although global population, sure, that's still quite a bit. But in not too much. See, I don't like that the corona fade there. Yeah, there you go. Fuck, I just lost my train of thought. But you get what I'm saying, right?
Absolutely.
So it's oh, sorry. I was gonna say that's a tiny amount of people, but 0.5% of 7 billion is still quite a bit, right? But statistically speaking,
It's not out of 7 billion though. It's out of marriages.
Call it 1 billion. Half a percentage.
Wouldn't even be 1 billion.
I think so. What?
Think about all the people that aren't married. I'd say majority of people in the world aren't married.
Jamie, look that shit up, please.
What am I looking up?
How many amount of married people in the world? What do you mean? What kind of a question is that?
Amount of married people in the world.
Yeah.
That might be one of the dumbest things.
No, it's not. People quantify everything these days. You can search up amount of like people with blonde hair or some shit. It'll be up there.
64 projected for 2020. Wow, that's a lot.
64 what?
Percent.
Of people.
Overall, the trend shows a global decline, but only a relatively small one, from 69% in 1970 to 64%
Of what?
projected
69% of what?
Just let me finish the fucking thing, man. That's what it's. That's the first.
Oh,
Sentence.
sorry, bro.
At any given point in the last 5 decades, around 2/3 of all women were married or cohabited.
2/3 of all women.
Yeah.
That's crazy because that's including all ages.
Yeah.
Because in some countries, you know what I mean. So that's crazy. So that's
a lot.
That's a fuck ton,
That's
bro.
significant.
Right. So.
Yeah, 60 number of married
In millions, there it is.
Yeah, so 61 million. So how much? Well, that's not a lot actually.
Divide that by 7 billion.
That's not a lot.
Just go ahead and do it. What the fuck?
All right. So X
Someone's
is what?
clearly retarded right now. Holy shit. Guys have to teach me like Calc 3 over here.
No, I just gotta change the
Sorry,
calculator.
1, 2,
bro.
3, 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 7 billion. No, that's 700. Oh,
Div-
my phone maxes out. Can't do it.
I win. It's actually 8 billion. No.
What? This one's at 8.
Look it up.
I will. Motherfucker.
That's 0.75%.
Yeah, which is even more than we thought. We said.
No.
Sorry, what were we saying? Oh, I was gonna say that it was.
I said it's what
Yeah.
percent.
Sorry. I thought it was way more than that. Okay, so yeah, that's. Yeah,
No,
that's.
no, you
No,
thought it
I
was
thought it was gonna be
half.
way more.
You thought it was gonna be less.
Sorry. Maybe I'm
Oh.
high, right?
Okay. okay.
What?
We got two.
I know I'm high, but Jesus.
we got two.
Hold on.
We got too introspective too fast.
No.
And you got too high, and I stopped being the fucking what's it called, mediator.
Yeah.
What's it called?
The 7 billion thing. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be much higher percent of the
No,
world.
you were taught exactly.
Yeah,
You were
yeah. So
saying-
that's yeah. You're totally right. You
Yeah.
totally whipped my ass there.
Um,
Not even close.
But that's fucked up, man. It's only fucking less than 1% of the world is married.
That's fucked up. I can't. my brain can't understand that. I don't think you did that math right.
Yo, we did that math right.
I'm looking stuff right now. Jesus.
Didn't you just say your phone's gonna max?
No, I can. Google doesn't though. The phone calculator maxes out at 800 million.
Oh man.
Well, the first thing I was gonna do was the population of the world because I didn't believe you on that one.
I think it's 7.8 right now. 7.8. Pretty sure.
7.7 billion.
Okay,
So you're
close
closer to 8. But we'll use that number.
Still gonna be like less than 1% either way. It's gonna be like 85% or something. Come back after these messages. Bum 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 bum. Hey, how much money did we spend on this stream deck? Yeah, how much money did we spend on the stream deck?
About 800. Why?
No, how much? How much?
Stream Deck. Sorry, which that? No, like 100 or not even that much.
Because we don't even use it, bro. Like that thing can disappear. I wouldn't notice.
What do you mean?
Well, we never.
Oh
use
yeah,
it.
yeah, for sure.
Remember at a certain point we're like, yo, we should have these fresh and fit fucking sound bites.
You wanted to do that, and I was like, no, I don't think we should.
There was this one. It's like, I'm gonna cut this out. He was like, nigga, you high as shit. And it was Dave Chappelle. Oh man.
Damn, yeah, you're right.
What?
Wait, no, what did you say? What was
What am I right about?
the percent? Sorry, the percent of people. I think you had off by 1 digit. What did you say it was?
Was it 1 or 0.85?
No, it's. Say that again. 0.85.
0.85%.
It's 8. It's 8.5. You had it off by 1.
8.5.
It's 8.5%.
But it's 60 divided by
69 million though.
Yeah.
Not thousand.
Yeah,
69 million
divided by 8.
7.7 billion. Even do it by 8.
Okay.
Even
But if
do
you
it by
do
8. Even if it's by 8, it'll still be you had the your decimal was off by 1 is what I'm saying. So it's closer to 10% of people in the world.
Still nothing.
I guess that's
like okay. I would say like 50. It should be like about a third.
What about the children?
Exactly. They're
What
a third.
I guess.
And the seniors are a third.
Oh, we're gonna cut this whole thing out. I just know it. Because this is definitely way past the point of being like coherent. Thank God we got at least like 30 minutes of solid shit. Because Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Like I know it's bad. When I'm saying it's bad, it's fucking bad. Okay. Like when I'm noticing that I'm fucking bad, that's when it's like, okay, we're truly fucked.
So Hector decided to take what percent of married people were on that gummy, bro?
I had a third of the gummy.
No way.
Only a third.
No, it was less than a third. It was like a quarter, bro.
No, it's like I topped off the
That's
triangle.
not a third,
Yeah,
bro.
because it's a
Show it
triangle.
on cam. People will vote on this.
Sure.
That is not a third.
It's like I chopped off the pyramid, bro.
Yo, go this way. That's way less than a third, bro. Because if you go down the middle, those two pieces, if you slice that down the middle, those two pieces are way bigger than the top piece.
I know how to do this. Oh, you don't have a scale. Never mind. I have a food scale at home. Let's weigh them both.
If we use my scale, that thing's contaminated.
Do you have a food scale?
Did you not hear what I said?
What do you?
Take back what I just said and repeat it in your head.
You said it contaminated.
If I use, I'll repeat it because you're higher.
I
than
am,
me,
dude.
and you're not functional on weed.
No, I am,
Just
but like
understand-
my thoughts are like not great at this point. So just go ahead, say it.
If I use my scale,
Mm-hmm.
that scale and weighed that scale would then be
Oh,
contaminated.
I heard it backwards.
Mm.
I got you now.
So how many dicks did you suck in Thailand?
Uh huh. Yeah, dude, this isn't some fucking truth serum. What do you think this shit is? It's fucking weed, man. It's not like what's that drug that they use for? They have those in Colombia, the plants.
Wild coyote.
Oh my god, look who's. Are you fucking high?
I had to say it, bro. You're saying some weed plants. What are you talking about? Are you talking about spice?
No, there's a plant in Colombia that when you cut it, it has like a nectar, and they use that in truth serums, like the ones that the FBI uses.
I know what you're talking about, but I think there's chemical versions of that now.
There are, yeah. You can synthesize. Whoa.
Synthesize.
Rough, bro.
Synthesize.
Rough. Synthesize. Yeah, there's chemical variations now. You don't actually need
His
it. But
mustache got in the way, folks.
before, you used to be able to just use like the plant. It sounds like some movie shit, but it's 100% real.
What
Check
is
it out.
this? The plant.
Well, because when they slice the leaf, you're not. It's not through the roots or anything. You slice the leaf, and the whatever's inside, it's from that. Where they derive the
What else
truth
can
serum.
you use from whatever's inside?
No, that's it, bro.
That's it.
Just the truth serum. I want to look up. I'm trying to remember what this was called. It's like I was gonna say serotonin.
Did you know there's a lot of gay sex among the Taliban?
Bro, why always gay?
I was listening to Rogan.
Why always gay?
I was listening to
I'm gonna say
Rogan,
that.
and he had some.
Devil's breath.
He had some fucking.
Have you heard of this? I think this is what the chemical. Scopolamine.
Oh yeah.
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 So there's a plant that produces this.
What's the plant name?
I'll tell you right now. I think devil's breath is what they call it in English. The plant scientific name is Scopolia carniolica.
Sounds like psoriasis.
Actually, I'll look this up on that name on Google. It should tell me like the normal name. I think it might be devil's breath.
It's like a cool schizophrenia.
No, that's
You ever
that's,
tried
that's what it's called.
You ever tried peyote?
No,
We should, huh?
should not.
Why? No, seriously, why? Have you tried acid?
No, bro. We already went over this.
Well, I've tried acid. What's the
Great.
big deal? It wasn't that crazy.
Bro, look how much this shit's affect. I'm in no condition to be taking harder drugs
No,
right
no,
now.
no, not right now. I'm saying in the future.
I don't know, like train for it. Like every time you see me, it's like a bit more of edibles.
No,
like
you
building
just-
up my tolerance.
I honestly believe that the psychedelics you should try once and then just put away.
I'm okay with like getting proper shrooms, psychoactive shrooms.
Yeah, but you've tried that.
No, but like taking a hero dose kind of thing.
Yeah, but you don't have to take a hero dose of. Okay, I'll explain to you like this. Acid is similar to the same feeling as shrooms, but you don't have to take that much and you don't get the stomach shit. Because that hero dose of shrooms, you haven't done it, but I have. I've done like 5-7 grams at a time, and it's like your stomach is on fire for hours, maybe days. You have heartburn to the tits.
Sorry. It's called Devil's Breath in English. It's not going to focus because there's no autofocus.
Yeah.
But yeah, the name that I told you is true, Scopalia or whatever, but Devil's Breath.
Okay. Cool. Stomach issues, because you're gonna notice that big time.
True,
like
true,
within. It's kind of like being on blow. Shrooms has this thing where you have these side effects afterwards, kind of like greening out. If you really green out for a couple days after, you're still greened out. You're permahide.
Yeah, you are.
Same thing with that kind of level of shrooms, where with acid, it's like within a day you have a rebound. Acid though feels you're kind of like, you know what I mean? It has more of a chemical. Anytime you take any of these chemical drugs, you have that kind of reaction to it where you're kind of like burning too hot, if that makes any sense. You're kind of like, you feel chemical, like you don't feel natural and healthy, and that kind of thing.
You know what that reminds me of? Meth. There was
I don't know. I haven't done meth, so maybe.
Yeah, well, you haven't done blow either, but you talked about that.
Guys on meth are not jittery, I would say.
There was something interesting that was posted. I think it was like, not the New Yorker, but one of these like well-known news publications, and it was like an investigative piece about why we have a homelessness crisis, not only in Canada but US, basically all over, right? Like, why is there a bigger homelessness issue in the last 15 years in all these major cities like LA, New York, and whatever? And one person's theory, and this is where the investigative piece came from, is that, I think I actually told you about this already, so if I did, you can just stop me anytime. The way crystal meth is made has changed over the last 30 years. So one of the base ingredients that they use to synthesize crystal meth changed, and it's started to fundamentally affect how people act, because it affects how they're high off of this drug. And so it's led to like increased paranoia, mental health issues, and eventually lead to homelessness with these people. Did I tell you about this?
We've talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, I think we have.
Crystal meth, from seeing people do it, and I've had a lot of experience, it's one of the most functional hardcore drugs, I would say, of all time. You'd be surprised who does it.
No, like what they were describing is that in the golden years of meth,
I would say still in the golden years.
No, absolutely not, because of how they changed how this shit gets made.
What's the most used drug right now, you think?
No, I'm not talking about quantity, because that doesn't mean like gold. I'm talking like golden period, like the way it was described, like the OG meth. It was described like a clean drug, almost like a clean and functional drug.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's not that anymore.
It still is very clean and functional.
No, it's not. You have these fucked up junkies on the streets doing meth. Meth did not used to have that, is what I'm saying. Like, it was a clean drug in that sense, where the people that took it didn't like lose their shit and then lose their lives.
Yeah, but it's also in quantity used, right?
No, like, this isn't me saying this, okay?
No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
You are, and I get it, because you're skeptical. So fine, you can be skeptical, but I'm just trying to relay this story. And
sure, relay it.
You're just saying this. Like I said, one of the main ingredients that they used to cook meth changed. They used to have it. You can look this up. It's like they used to get it either from Mexico. I think it was Mexico that they used to get it, but then when the cartels came, they kind of like changed how to get this ingredient, so they had to synthesize it. There's an ingredient in meth that is now synthetic that didn't always used to be synthetic. And back in those days when it was naturally based, the high was a lot cleaner for everybody involved, because everybody was getting the same meth. Call it good clean meth. Versus now, you can still get that kind of meth, but it's much harder to come by, and it's a lot easier and cheaper to sell this fully synthetic meth. That's
sure. I have no complaints there.
So that's why you got all these junkies on this shit meth, because they can't afford more, and the people that they're connected with don't even deal in that clean meth.
Yeah.
But if you're someone high up, got a lot of money, you can get totally like
for sure
legit clean meth.
No, I have no complaints about that argument. My point was that among all drugs like heroin, coke, crack, meth, PCP,
you sound like a walking pharmacy.
These drugs where, most drug dealers have these things on hand. because it's
Yeah.
you're gonna get frequent buys. The most upstanding, most of the people that had their life together were blow. But out of the people who smoked or injected was meth. Do you think that's healthy, or do you think you should be trying to victimize yourself more?
I don't think it's one way fully or the other. That's what I was. Yeah, you can read that later. It's pretty interesting. So they used to get meth off of ephedrine,
Ephedrine.
but that was outlawed in Mexico. Like, I don't know how many years ago.
You know you can get ephedrine right now, right?
Yeah, here.
Like pretty casually.
Yes, but no. You can get it, but not in batch quantities.
No.
That's the thing. In Mexico, you used to be able to get it in literal batch quantities. You get like a pallet of it, but they classified it into like a class 3 drug, and then super highly regulated. So then,
You know, Trend came from cow pellets.
I'm not surprised.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that where the joke comes from? Like horse testosterone or whatever?
No, but they used to give horses like EQ, which is equipoise, not Trend. Trend, you kill horses.
Yeah, right.
Trend kills everything.
Well, no,
Everybody
yeah,
does.
like a lot of. Oh man, we were. Really
You know,
just
Chris
drifting.
Benoit, Eddie, what was Eddie
Guerrero?
Eddie Guerrero, all those guys, mad Trend.
Fuck. Probably most of WWE in general.
I mean,
Not just them. Anyone who was on roads was probably on trend.
not necessarily. Trend is a different, like, okay, if I show you guys that were never on Trend and they were on all the other drugs, there'd be a difference big enough for you to tell the difference between those guys' physiques and guys that did all the drugs and Trend.
What about? So you're saying if only those two did it? There were other guys that looked just as good as them, better.
No. It's a look. It's not better or worse.
Oh, I see.
It's like looking
Did
good.
no one else in the have
looking
that? Batista,
good. This is the thing.
Triple H.
Looking good. Jeff Seid looks good,
Sure.
right? He's not on crazy amounts of drugs, nor is he on
Right.
Trend, right? But the look, that maturity look, that 3D pop look.
But what I'm saying is, weren't there other guys on WWE who had that look? Pretty sure there had to been.
Sure, but what I'm saying is like those guys were the guys that like killed themselves and did some crazy shit. Trend
But only
makes-
those two. Jesus, only those two guys did. There were other guys on W who must have been on trend who didn't have that problem.
Yeah, but there's also guys that were not on Trend and.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking like there must have been more than just two dudes in the WWE doing trend.
Dude, most people don't go on Trend. Like, people that do regular steroids don't do
Yeah.
Trend. Trend is like, you can only do that shit like once a year.
Mm.
There's like 3 or 4 AASs that you can only do like once a year. Like, your liver toxicity is just too much. There's no point. Like, and you don't get anything out of it unless you're doing it for performance based.
Yeah.
For a show,
It's fucked up, man.
something like
Jesus.
that. Like, these guys do crazy amounts, dude. Halo testing, bro. That's another one. Halo testing brings 0 muscle mass. What it does is it like helps your. What I read was it helps your central nervous system because that's where your strength comes from. So a lot of these powerlifters.
Oh
use
yeah.
it. So
It's fucking gnarly, bro.
and that stuff like that could end up in strokes because if you're overexhausting your CNS, that's some stroke shit.
Yeah, that'll shut you down.
Yeah, so like
Jesus.
a lot of some of these guys like they got like paralyzed after shows for temporarily and stuff, like just to win a show, and
Jesus
they end up not
Christ.
winning and stuff. And like a lot of these guys, man, if you actually like follow bodybuilding, either they die from health complications, or they like kill themselves in some tragic fucking suicide
It's been
death.
pretty well documented, actually. I don't think people think professional bodybuilding's healthy.
But it's
sport.
these drugs, man. Like you also
Because
have
of
the
that
other
reason.
side. You
Yeah.
also have the other side of these guys going on TRT and looking great into their 70s.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's healthy?
Like dude that we saw at the park that one day. Hey, how old are you?
Yeah. What did he say?
65.
65?
It was younger than we thought.
Still fucking
still.
solid.
Bro.
He was like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
Thick kid.
Yeah.
Thick kid. Have you ever heard the saying, like,